So if I have a slope of 1, what is my y-intercept?
2.
So to start with on the graph, where would I start at?
2 up.
So I'd start here.
Mm-hmm.
What do I do with my slope? Up 1, to the right 1, up 1, to the right 1, up 1, to the right 1, etc. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Now here's where some changes come in. You have an inequality. We have to determine the border. The border is what is going to be graphed. It either needs to be a solid border
Oh, and then you color shade it?
or a dashed. Yes, and we will end up coloring and shading.
We did this last year. This we did.
Yay! Okay?
But I don't remember it. Well, I don't really either. I remember doing it and I remember shading and I do remember coloring. I don't exactly remember how you
Just wait like a day on color.
I know. I like coloring.
That's why she always has colored pencils in her little pouch thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I got in trouble yesterday during that.
Okay, how do I determine the border, whether it is solid or dashed? Is you have to look at this inequality symbol. If it is a less than or a greater than, then it must be dashed. If it is less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, it has to be solid. So on this border, will I have dashed or solid? Dashed. So if we have dashed, it's going to look like that, has dashes. And if you draw it as solid and you do it in pencil, then you have to erase some of the solidness of it. Okay? Now, as you said, I remember doing some of this because it involves some shading. How do I determine whether I shade up here or shade down here?
I do not remember that.
Pick a point.
You have to do the less than or the...
Okay? Pick a point someplace. Not on this dashed or solid line. Pick a point any place. I don't care what you pick.
2, 2.
2, 2? So that'd be right here, right?
Yeah.
Do you agree? So you put your 2, 2 into the original equation, or inequality, which means that I would have, I picked the point 2, 2. So I put it into this original inequality. I would have 2 is less than 2 plus 2. Is 2 less than 4?
Yes.
So this point that I picked right here is a yes. Makes it true. If it's on the true side, that's the true side, isn't it? I shade it all. Or I color it, whatever you want to do.
So the side that's right you shade.
Yep. So you shade the true, or as some of you want to call it, the right side. Okay? Let's try this one. y is greater than or equal to 2x minus 1. Is it in slope-intercept form?
Yes.
So the first thing I need to know is the slope, and I need to know the y-intercept. So the slope is 2,
Negative 1.
-1, right? So I'm ready to graph.
I go up, no, down.
So where would I start at?
Down -1.
Start here to -1.
Yeah. And then go up 2 over 1.
So up 2 over 1, is that the correct spot?
Yes.
What do I do from here?
Up 2 over 1.
Up 2,
A solid line.
okay? Somebody said solid line, why would it be a solid line?
Because it's less than
Because it has an equal in it, right? Okay, so we need a solid line. So now that I have a solid line, what now?
pick 2 points.
Pick 1. I picked 3, 1.
You picked 3, 1, so you picked right here.
Yeah.
So we have an ordered pair of 3, 1. So I'm going to put it back into here, so I would have 1 is greater than or equal to 2 times 3 minus 1.
That's not true.
So 1 is greater than or equal to 6 minus 1, so 1 is greater than or equal to 5. Is that false?
Mm-hmm. So how do you know where to go? So then you say the other side.
So this side is now false, isn't it? This whole side down through here, because any point that I pick down any place on this side is going to make it false. So I shade the true side, which is, I shade all of this up here in your colored pencils or whatever you want to do it. I always shade the true side. Okay? Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty easy to do?
Yeah.
Okay?
Now you're gonna add something up there.
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
Wait, now, so when you get 1 is greater than or equal to 5, what does that mean?
Is 1 greater than or equal to 5?
No. So it's false.
So the point 3, 1 did not make it true, so it's a false side.
How do you know where you put the 3 and where you put it on the up?
Because Peyton picked the point 3, 1, so you go over 3 up 1, and so that is where your point is at. And then you put it into the equation, and if it's right, then you shade that side where it's not.
We go to our elementary school, guys.
How do you know where to put the 1 and the 2?
Putting the 1 into your, like,
How do I know where to put it? Put it back. Put it. Well, the ordered pair, 3, 1. The 3 is an X. The 1 is a Y. Is that what you're asking?
No.